The Steducentre Grade 4 ANA Exam Review Home Language English Part 1.
A new girl joined the grade 4 class one cold, rainy Monday morning. She was shorter than the other children, although she was 10 years old like most of them. Mrs. Cele, the class teacher, introduced her in the middle of the mathematics lesson, when Vuyo was struggling with his times tables. "This is Maya class. She will be part of the class now," she said. Vuyo sat down and stared at the new girl. He noticed how pretty she was. She had large, sad eyes, a small nose, and a deep dimple. She looked nervous like a small, frightened rabbit. Later at home, Vuyo's mother told him to go and take eggs to Miss Rametse, their neighbor. Her granddaughter was living with her because she had no other family to take care of her. Maya opened the door when Vuyo arrived at Miss Rametse's house. He was so shy when he saw her that he pushed the basket of eggs into her hands and ran away. The next day, Vuyo got up early and waited for Maya outside. From then on, they walked to school together, daily. One day while walking to school, Vuyo asked Maya what had happened to her parents. She told him that they had died of AIDS. "I miss them terribly. At my last school, the children wouldn't play with me. They said I was sick and dirty, and I should be ashamed of my parents. I was sad and lonely and wanted to die," said Maya. Vuyo could not imagine what he would do if his mother died or if he had no friends to play with. He realized just how lonely Maya was and made up his mind that day that he would be a best friend to her and support her always. Which words do you think best describe Maya? A. Short with large eyes, small nose, and a deep dimple. B. Tall with small eyes, fat nose, and a deep dimple. C. Short with large eyes, round nose, and a deep dimple. D. Tall with large eyes, small nose, and a deep dimple. Where did Vuyo first meet Maya? A. On the sports field. B. In the classroom. C. In the hen house. D. At the clinic. When did Maya join the grade 4 class? A. One cold, windy Monday afternoon. B. One hot, windy Monday morning. C. One cold, rainy Monday morning. Or D. One hot, sunny Monday afternoon. How did Vuyo find out about Maya's family? He asked her granny, Miss Rametse. He asked his mother about Maya's parents. B. C. He asked Maya what happened to her parents. Or D. He read about her in her learner profile. The words that describe Maya best is A. Short with large eyes, small nose, and a deep dimple. 2.1. Vuyo first met Maya in the classroom. 2.2. When did Maya join the grade 4 class? It was one cold, rainy Monday morning. C. And how did Vuyo find out about Maya's family? Is C. He asked Maya what had happened to her parents. Question 4. How did you feel when reading the story? Give a reason for your answer. What caused Vuyo to run away from Miss Rametse's house when he took her some eggs? How did the behavior of the children at the old school make Maya feel? And what lessons have you learned from this story? An opinion is one person's interpretation of an element of life based on that person's individual experience. It's not to be feared, it's not to be battled, it's not to be destroyed. It's not right and it's not wrong, it's just to be allowed. So when they ask you, how did you feel when you read the story, you give your reason. How did you feel? Did you feel sad because Maya had no family or friends? Did you feel happy because Vuyo was finally Maya's friend and was friendly to her? What caused Vuyo to run away from Mrs. Rametse's house when he took her some eggs? He was shy. How did the behavior of the children at the old school make Maya feel? She was sad and wanted to die. What is the lesson that you learned from the story? And there are many lessons that you can learn. For example, it is not right to tease anyone. Question 8 to 10. Find a word from the text that is a synonym, which means similar in meaning, for attractive. Find a word from the text that is an antonym, which means the opposite of closed. Find one word from the text that means the same as every day.
From the text, we can see that a synonym for attractive is pretty, and an antonym for closed is opened. And the one word from the text that means every day is daily. We are given Mama's Restaurant's menu, and they tell you that breakfast is before 12:30 only. And you can have sausages, eggs and chips for 23 Rand, fruit and yogurt for 12 Rand, toasted cheese sandwiches at 9.99. Lunch is served after 12:30 only. There's curried mince and rice for 30 Rand, fried fish and chips for 20 Rand, chicken burger and chips for 25 Rand, samp and beans for 15 Rands, and also a children's menu for under 12 years old. And they can have fish fingers and chips for 13 Rand and jelly and custard for 10 Rand. The first question is, what meal on the menu cannot be ordered after 12:30? Is it curried mince and rice, samp and beans, sausage, eggs and chips, fried fish and chips? 11.2. Which meal on the menu is the cheapest? Is it the samp and beans, the fruit and yogurt, the toasted cheese sandwich, or the curried mince and rice? Question 12. What type of information text is being used here? Is it a contents page? Is it an advertisement? Is it a table? Or is it a menu? Which of these items on the morning menu includes a dairy product? Is it A, the fruit and yogurt, B, the toast, C, the curried mince, or D, the fish fingers? We can see that the menu says the following meal cannot be ordered after 12:30. That is your sausage, eggs, and chips, because it's part of breakfast. The meal that is the cheapest is the toasted cheese sandwich, C. And number 12, which type of information text is being used here? The answer is D, a menu. And number 13, the item in the morning menu which includes a dairy product is A, the fruit and yogurt. What do we call the first meal of the day? And question 15, why do you think there's a special menu for children? The first meal of the day is called breakfast. And the reason why you have a special menu for children is because usually children eat less food than adults, and their portions are much smaller, and a smaller portion should be cheaper. And also sometimes you have a type of food that is suitable for children. Any one of these answers would be considered correct. The sentences below tell you how to borrow a book from the library. Number the sentences 1 to 4 in the blocks to show the order in which you will borrow a book from the library. Return your books on or before the date stamped on the date sheet. Fill out an application form with all your details for a library card. Choose up to 3 books from your choice. Go to the counter and have your books scanned and stamped. So the order is 1. Fill out an application form with all your details for a library card. Number 2, choose up to 3 books of your choice. Number 3, go to the counter and have your books scanned and stamped. And number 4, return your books on or before the date stamped on the date sheet. Question number 17. Rewrite the sentence below using the correct punctuation. Did Vuyo buy eggs, milk, and bread from the shop? Rewrite the following sentences in the correct tenses. 18.1. You're looking at the simple past tense. Mrs. Rametse bakes a cake. And the next one, in future tense, Vuyo waited for Maya. And 18.3 is to rewrite the following sentence in the past continuous sense, using the clues in brackets to help you. The children were, play, when they saw a snake. Punctuation is really important because it helps us to read and understand what is before us. A period tells you that it's the end of a sentence and you should pause. A question mark is used as a question after something has been asked. Your quotation marks are used to indicate direct speech. An apostrophe is used in contractions and to indicate possession. A comma is used to separate items in a series or to set off an appositive or before the conjunction in a compound sentence. A hyphen, you use a hyphen to join words serving as a single adjective before a noun in number words and to divide words into syllables. An exclamation point is used to show strong emotion or to give a command. A colon is used to introduce a list and before a final clause that explains something in the sentence. Then parentheses. Use parentheses around extra non-essential information that is too important to omit or leave out. Semicolon. Use a semicolon to join two independent clauses that are not connected with a coordinate conjunction. Simple past tense is used to indicate those actions which began in the past time and also got over in the past time. Simple present tense is used to say general statements of fact, express habitual or everyday activities. And simple future tense, it will be used in different contexts. For unplanned future actions like winter will come soon, or for offering, asking for a request, promising, ordering, or threatening, I'm afraid we will get wet. For unpreventable actions in the future, for example, winter will come soon. With conditional time and purpose clauses, for example, when I arrive at home, I will call you. For thoughts, predictions, assumptions, sureness, fears about the future, for example, I promise I won't tell anyone. For actions, decided at the moment of speech, I have a headache, I take medicine. Past continuous tense. You'll have a subject plus be, was, were, and then ing. You could have an interrupted action in the past. When I arrived, Lisa was reading the newspaper, as an example. You could have a series of parallel actions. For example, when I came to school, the school bell was ringing. Many students were running towards the garden. Teachers were going out from classrooms. You could have arrangements in the past. For example, I was upset because I was leaving this place that morning. You could have parallel actions. For example, my family was eating the dinner while I was working. Or you could have a specific time as an interruption. For example, last night at 11 o'clock, I was sleeping. If you look at an explanation for past continuous tense, you'll see that the past is when something has happened. So, Sue started swimming at 9 a.m. In between, she was swimming. She finished swimming at 10:30 a.m. We start off with a capital D for did because it's the beginning of a sentence, a capital V for vuyo because it is somebody's name and that is a proper noun, a comma after the word eggs because it's a list and it is separated by the comma. 18.1. Mrs. Rameta baked a cake. That is the past tense. Vuyo will wait for Maya. 18.2, that is the future tense. And 18.3, the children were playing when they saw a snake. Thank you for watching the Steducentre, turning ordinary learners into extraordinary leaders.